Welcome to how to upload a BIM360 design to the Embodied Carbon and Construction Calculator, EC3, on buildingtransparency.org. To do this procedure, you're going to need two things. You're going to need an account on buildingtransparency.org, which if you don't already have one, you can get one by registering on the site. You will also need a BIM360 account in which you are the account administrator, not project admin. You need to be account administrator, or you need to find the person who is. So the first thing we're going to do is add EC3 for BIM360 to your BIM360 account. You should be in docs.b360.autodesk.com and click on Account Admin. Go to Apps, and search for EC3. You can see here it is down at the bottom. Click Add to BIM360 and authorize the application. Going back to the list of apps, you should now be able to see it under My Apps as an active thing. Now, going back to docs.bim360.com, what you should see here is the list of your files that you've uploaded to docs.bim360. If you haven't uploaded your file yet, you should do that using the Upload Files function, which you can get instructions for from Autodesk. Assuming that you have the design you want in docs.bim360, then you can go to buildingtransparency.org and log in. Once you've signed in, go to Plan and Compare Buildings and open Import from BIM360. If you're not already logged in, Autodesk will prompt you to log in and allow the application, EC3, to access your Autodesk files. In this case, we're going to go in to an example many of you may have seen before, the standard railway station model, and import the coordinated 3D view as a demo project. Right now, EC3 is going out to the Autodesk API and downloading each Revit type family and its associated instances associated with this model. We import things on a type family basis in order to reduce the number of things that you have to map personally between the Autodesk shapes and actual materials that could be used in a procurement. When you're done, you can open up the building or find it from your building list. You can see that's the one we just imported. Here it's public assembly, so we will let the tool know what kind of a building it is for performance comparison purposes. We'll tell it when we want our materials to be available from, and perhaps we will tell it also where the building is going to be. The large model viewer is available at any point by clicking on the portrait here. But let's start by going to the BIM view and taking a look at the materials that make up this. You can see in each case, there's the name of the Revit family, and then there's the material that was annotated in BIM360 for this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find a material that is suitable. So here we will spec it as a 3000 PSI concrete with at least a 4-inch slump, and we want something in, say, Washington State. So we'll search. In this case, we didn't get a result. Note that centimeters are not the same as inches. And here we have a set of 10 possibilities of 4-inch slump, 3000 PSI from Washington. So we can use this example. We can copy it to a number of other similar materials that we're using. For different materials, for example, here we have a steel. We can choose a structural steel. I won't bother giving it any particular format. And I'm just going to use the equation here to convert that from cubic meters to kilograms. Given that structural steels are generally denoted in kilograms rather than in cubic meters, at least in their environmental product declarations. So here you can see that these totals are coming up. Here, let's create a different concrete than we had before. Let's make this one 6,000 PSI. And we'll use that for the rest of these, just for illustration purposes. And you can continue on through the rest of the design, allocating the materials as you go. When you're done, you should be able to visualize this. Here you can see the original building, and if we save it, you can now see that the materials have been annotated. If you click on any of these, you can see an achievable target for that object and the amount of savings that are likely available during a procurement between a typical mix that you choose based only on cost and performance, and a mix or product that you choose with sustainability in mind, specifically with the embodied carbon content of the material in mind. That's all there is to it. You'll find that after assigning, everything's been already converted into master format as well. You can also do reallocations to uniformat in a drag and drop interface from BIM to a fairly standard uniformat structure. If you estimate in uniformat, hitting done will execute the reorganization. And that's all it takes to import a project from BIM360 into EC3. Thank you for listening. I'm Phil Northcott from Sea Change Labs, developer of EC3.